What artists get so wrong about discipline? Discipline isn't the enemy of your art, but the way most artists think about discipline. That's actually what's killing your creative flow. Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast, where artists of all kinds come to fuel their passion, sharpen their skills, and thrive in their creative lives. I'm your host, Lara Bianca-Pilcher, life and creativity coach and fellow artist, here to support you on your artistic journey. Whether you're a performer, writer, visual artist, or any kind of artist, this is the space for real talk, practical advice, and inspiring stories. Subscribe and join us each week for more inspiration and actionable insights to fuel your artistry. Let's dive in and get inspired. Hey, I'm Lara Bianca-Pilcher, life and creativity coach for dancers, actors, singers, writers, visual artists, any kind of artist. Welcome back to the podcast. In this episode, we're diving into one of the most misunderstood ideas in the creative world, a word that scares us, a lot of us: discipline. Artists often see it as rigid, harsh, or even anti-creative, but discipline, when aligned with flow, and I'll explain what that means in a minute, is actually the foundation for artistic freedom. Flow is this beautiful thing that we get into when we're creating, where time just seems to disappear. I felt this so many times writing my book, which comes out in mid to late February next year, 2026. And days, I felt like hours disappeared, days disappeared, weeks disappeared as I entered this creative place of such deep, focused thought. And that's called creative flow. Some of us, when you're in it, it's the most wonderful thing. You might be creating a dance and this choreography just almost creates itself, or writing a song and suddenly it's like time disappears and things just come. It's this profound place. And we often think that's where we need to live, and discipline is the opposite of it. So let's talk about that in this episode. I've worked with so many artists who say things like, I can't force myself to write when I'm not inspired, or if I practice and schedule every single day, it's going to kill the joy, or discipline feels like becoming a machine, and I want to be an artist. I don't want to be a machine. I don't feel like it. And I get it. Maybe you've had a teacher, a director, or a mentor who drilled discipline into your way and into the way that you approached your art, and that felt suffocating. Or maybe you've internalized the myth that true creativity should just flow naturally, like some magical lightning strike. But the truth is that lack of discipline often isn't the freedom that you think it is. It's actually chaos, and chaos doesn't create flow. It creates avoidance and procrastination, and then guilt and shame and disconnection from your art. But let's look at the brain science of this. Studies on motivation show that waiting for inspiration rarely works. What does in the studies is ritual and rhythm. So let's apply this to creativity and being an artist, because neuroscience tells us that the brain thrives on cues and repetition. So when you show up consistently, your creative brain actually learns, this is when we make art. And that can make it easier to fall into that flow. And it's not rigidity, it's actually trust. Here's where so many artists go wrong. They confuse discipline with punishment. Discipline isn't self-criticism. It's self-respect. It's building a container strong enough to hold the flow when it comes. It works in tandem with flow. Think of it like a dancer's bar work or a singer's warm-up. These rituals don't cage the art. They actually open a door for it. For example, a writer might every morning have the discipline of doing free writing, 15-minute timer, and they just start writing. And some days it might feel like a discipline. Other days it might clear the slate of your mind to such a point that you realize things you didn't. Other days it might feel like this is doing nothing for me. And then some days there might be this creative flow where this whole new thing comes and suddenly you're like, oh my goodness, I didn't expect it to lead here. So discipline and flow work together in tandem in ways that sometimes we just don't anticipate. Before we go deeper, I want to remind you, if you're feeling stuck in your creative rhythm, go and get my free guide, Stuck in a Creative Rut, at my website. It's 3 simple steps to reignite momentum and reconnect with your art. It's at larabiancapilcher.com/freebie. And if you want something more structured, my mini course, Reignite Your Creativity in 7 Days, is available anytime. It's only $37, and you can also get that at larabiancapilcher.com/course. All right, so let's reframe discipline, because it isn't about chaining yourself to the desk. It's about creating the rhythm that lets inspiration find you and serve your art. If you only create when you feel like it, you'll create less and feel guilty more. But if you get this gentle set rhythm going, setting a gentle but consistent ritual, you'll create more often actually, and that momentum builds flow, that creative flow we talked about, that beautiful place where time feels like it disappears or stands still as you create. You don't need military style discipline. That's not what we're talking about. You need sustainable rituals that respect your humanity and that we're fragile sometimes and that our emotions are so transient. So you need that sustainable ritual that respects that humanity and respects your artistry. So a little creative spark challenge for you this week is to pick one 15-minute ritual, whether it's writing or sketching or vocal warm-ups or movement, and stick to it for just 3 days straight. And notice how that discipline actually creates a better environment for your art and your creativity, and creates motivation and creates flow. I'm talking 15 minutes for 3 days. Put it in your schedule, in your diary. Just put it in there. Make sure you set a time, a day, and put that time aside and set an alert so that it goes off, and commit to it. Only 3 days. Then reach out to me on social media. Send me a DM and tell me how it went for you. I would love to hear what happened at the end of those 3 days. And remember, I'm here to help you if you need a one-on-one session. As an International Coaching Federation professional certified life coach, I can do one-on-one sessions, and you can find that at larabiancapilcher.com/coaching. Thanks for joining me today on Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist. Remember, discipline isn't your enemy. It's actually your ally. Create the rhythm and the flow will come. Don't forget about that free guide at my website. And if this episode resonated with you, make sure you're following and subscribe to Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist on whatever platform you are on right now, so you don't miss next week's episode. They drop every Tuesday at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's United States time. And I'm always with you on the journey. Head to social media, Lara Bianca Pilcher, Instagram or Facebook, and follow me there. Say hi. I'd love to hear from you. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss an inspiring conversation or actionable insight. You can read the show notes and learn more at larabiancapilcher.com. And be sure to share this episode with fellow artists who could use a little extra inspiration. Until next time, keep creating, stay audacious, and remember, your artistry matters.